Alright guys, BLM here, back with more Tsushima. This will probably be it for today. I'm not really in that big of a mood to be playing this right now, but I do want to make progress in the game. Especially because there's so much shit to fucking do in this game. So, we'll continue on. We got a lot of stuff still to do. We're still in Act 2. Okay, what do we want to do then? Again, like in this initial region, we've pretty much done everything outside of these like foggy areas here. Oh, there's a mission there. Should we do that then? Yeah, let's do it. Where is the fast travel location? I guess there. Yeah. Let's do this mission, and then we'll probably do side content the rest of the way. Or side, and this is side content, side activities. Speak of the crying woman. Okay.
My lord, could I speak with you?
The invaders are gone.
It's not that, my lord. A group of bandits is terrorizing Komoda. They slaughtered my whole family
You made me
like
slaughter
animals.
Hunt them
innocents.
down like animals.
Thousands dead because of your
Where did they
damn
kill your
manuscript.
At our home, north of here, on the river.
I'll pick up the bandits' trail.
Every single time I hear the word slaughter,
What's your
that's what
name?
comes to my
Saki,
mind, by
my
the way.
lord.
I will avenge your family, Saki.
I never talk about how, what was it, Watch Mojo did a ranking of all the Assassin's Creed games, and like how, radically different, I guess you could say, their list is to mine. What they have at the bottom, I forgot now. Was it AC1? I don't remember now, actually. Yeah, I think it was AC1 at the bottom, right? Oh no, it was Liberation, but like, that doesn't count. I think fundamentally by having Liberation on the list of like ranking the main games is fucking dumb. But yeah, either way. So I believe it was AC1 at the bottom. And then Unity. And then Revelations at 9, which is like the... And then, I'm trying to think, 8. Okay, I remember Rogue was 6. Okay, let's see. Okay, number 1 was AC2. Which, fine, whatever. Again, I don't agree with AC2 being number 1, but fine. I'm not, like, upset if people put AC1. Okay, where am I going? Okay. This is back in the initial area? Okay. Yeah, like, I personally wouldn't have AC1 at number 1, but, like, I'm fine with people that do. Number 2 is Black Flag, which that's fine. But then 3 is Odyssey. Which is, like, fuck me in the ass. Then after that's Brotherhood. Which, again, Brotherhood being below Odyssey is a travesty. And then... What was number 5? Was it Origins? I think it was Origins at that point. And then Rogue. At 6. What was that number 7? These 7 and 8 are the two that I'm forgetting. So what's left? AC3 and Syndicate. I think it was Syndicate at number 7, right? And then AC3 at number 8. Which again is like... it is weird to see like the... Obviously because I'm kind of in this niche of like old school Assassin's Creed fans that... And to be honest, I don't even hold like nostalgia too close with Assassin's Creed. Like, I mean, my number 1 game is Brotherhood, but number 2 is Origins. I mean, number 3 is Black Flag. So it's not like I have like the entire, like, I'm not like Lasers or Dynamite or like Fish Area and where like the top three are the Ezio games. Like, again, I think fucking AC2 is a much more flawed game than people give it credit for, especially when we're looking at a game. Like, I think narratively it's very strong. I think narratively and like in terms of like what Assassin's Creed originally was, it's very much that. However, I think when we look at like the gameplay of the game, it's extremely clunky. I think the level design, or not level design, mission design, yeah, mission structure, sorry, is very, very fucked. Um,
Must be Saki's home. Killed in cold blood.
I never particularly liked the combat of AC2.
And then we
Like, it's kind of
be together.
it's kind of the worst of both worlds, where like
This was no random attack.
it's not super accessible
Nothing else
or
here. I should check outside.
like very like it's not quick or accessible like it is in Brotherhood and beyond, but it's also not as tactical as AC1. So it's like it's kind of just blah to me. I mean, it's obviously better than Syndicate. Actually, that's a video I'd like to do at some point. Even though I know other people have already done it. And to be honest, I don't know, like, when the fuck I'll get around to doing it if I do eventually do it. But ranking all the combat systems in Assassin's Creed. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I already know other YouTubers have already done that, but I personally would like to try to do that at some point. And I mean, we can do it here. I mean, let's see. I think one is better than two. I think Brotherhood is probably better than two. Or is probably better than one, I mean. Revelations is probably slightly lower than Brotherhood. 3, I mean... I don't know. 1 and 3 are tough. I think I would have 3 below 1. Uh, 4 I would have slightly above 3. Unity I would have at number 1. Syndicate I would have at the bottom of the ones we've talked about so far. I mean, I didn't even talk about Rogue, but fuck Rogue. I mean, Rogue's where Black Flag is. It's the exact same fucking combat system. There's no location there now. And then Origins, I would probably put below Unity, but above everything else. And then Odyssey, I would have probably toward. I mean, let's think. I mean, Odyssey, I would have above Syndicate. I think Syndicate's the worst. Like, Syndicate is literally just button mashing, and then sometimes you change up, like, to dodge an attack or whatever, dodge a bullet. Yeah, I just realized that puts AC2 at second to last. I don't know. Is it better or worse than Odyssey? I don't know. The problem with Odyssey is obviously the, like how much, like it's not really the combat system. I mean, there are problems with the combat system. I think it feels very light. It feels very floaty in comparison to Origins, which I think is something that Origins definitely better from. But I think the biggest issue when using the combat system in Odyssey is the fact that the enemies are damage sponges. That's the problem, but or that's a problem. Fuck. What am I doing?
Here. Head for the road.
But I'd like to do a video on that at some point. I still haven't done my fucking Assassin's Creed protagonist ranking, which I remember at one point that was scheduled for like April or something, and now it's not even on the schedule into next year. I don't know. I would like to do it at some point. I mean, I'm probably gonna save it for like a month where, 2 months. At this point, I might as well wait until after Valhalla. But I'll probably save it for like a month where I don't need to be playing anything in particular. Or it's like something, or maybe I'm working on like a big project. And maybe like one of the months I'm doing the Yakuza games. We'll see. And protagonist ranking, I mean, what would it be? I mean, without Eivor in it, obviously. I mean, what do we got? We got Altair. Ezio's obviously above Altair. And talking about the main series, by the way, not the spin-offs or anything. Where am I going? Okay, I need to follow the tracks. Again, I stopped paying attention. Okay, Connor. I think Connor and Altair are relatively close. I do think Connor's probably below Altair at the end of the day. I think the thing that makes, like, I think if we're talking about within the course of their games, I think I would give the edge to Connor, but I think throughout the series, I would give Altair the edge. Because Altair also has Revelations, Altair has the Secret Crusade, which I think much greatly improves his character. And also Altair's just, I think, more important to the series as a whole. Where the fuck am I going? I really need to start paying attention. That's not, like, I feel like this is a game, it's so weird. Like, this game is like a game where you can, like, not pay attention for a good chunk of it, but then there's, like, certain times where you really need to pay attention because of its lack of, like, guidance with, like, this sort of stuff. Like, you actually need to see, like, where the fuck the footsteps are and stuff, and you actually need to follow them. It's not like most other games where, like, there's a fucking marker in front of you that shows you where the footprints are and you just continuously follow them.
Help me, my lord.
Okay, so then we got Edward.
I heard
Edward's...
the old Ketchy farm was freed.
I think Edward or Ezio. I think that's tough. I would go... I guess I would go Ezio, right? I think Edward's one game is much more impressive than any of Ezio's individual games. But, like, I think Edward's story within the course of Black Flag is better than Ezio's story within either of the games. But I think when mixing in Ezio's story across all three games compared to Edward's, I do think Ezio has the slight edge. Oh fuck, this is far. Okay. Oh, we have a location there too. Wasn't there a location here that we didn't do? That's over there. Okay. So there's that. Then we got Rogue.
The village. The bandits could be here.
So who's... We got Shay. Shay's at the bottom, right? I mean, Shay's definitely at the bottom of the ones we've talked about so far. So we got Shay. We got Arno. I think Arno's above... To be honest, Arno might be above Altair. For me, personally. I think the problem with Arno is that his story's never continued afterwards. I think if we knew more about Arno's life, I think he would definitely be a solid, like, top 3, probably. That might be generous. Top 4. But, like, without that, he might, like, I think he might land at number 4 still, but it's like, I think it's not really as solid. Like, I do think there's a debate for Altair being better. I think there's a serious debate for Altair being better.
My lord, will you let me go?
Yeah, I mean,
Tell me the
it's
truth.
tough.
What were these men laughing at?
Some poor girl. She was in love with Haruo. He was in charge. She told him where her family hid their rice.
I think I'd have him
Name's
above
Saki.
Yes,
slightly.
She thought Haruo would return her affection. Instead, he killed her family.
No,
took the
I
rice,
have him below.
and
I don't know, it's tough because, like, I feel like if I have him below Altair, I might as well have him below Connor as well. But I'm having this weird thing where, like, I do feel like he's above Connor, but, like, Altair is tough. So it's like,
have a word with Saki.
I think I'm gonna lean below. Yeah. Yeah. Then we got Jacob and Evie. I mean, I guess I have to do them separately, right? Like, it's not like the Mystios where they're too close of characters. So, I mean, I think they're both at the bottom. Actually, no, no, no. I think Evie's probably above Shay. I think Jacob's below Shay. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably about right. I don't feel too free at the moment. I feel like Shay is like such a mean character to me at this point that it's like I can't have him below. Like I guess really you could say same thing about Jacob. Like what's this greenie? But yeah, it's like I do feel like Shay is the one that sticks out more to my mind for that sort of reasons. I think I would put Shay above. And I do think in terms of character develop, well, and actually in terms of character development, Jacob probably has more development. Yeah, I don't know. It's actually pretty close. 'Cause I think they're both bad. I think they're both pretty mediocre, but it's like, I feel like which one's better written. To be honest, it might actually be Jacob, but whatever.
It's a strange tragedy.
And then, yeah, Evie, I mean, I think below Arno, but above Shay. And then, Bayek, I think Bayek. I think there's a debate for me for Bayek number one.
She was manipulated. Bandits you met on the road. They won't do any
Like, I think if we're taking just the single story of Bayek over the course of the one game, I think he's probably on par with Ezio. And to be honest, maybe like below Ezio, really. From AC2. I think he's definitely below Edward's story. However, I think we mix in the Hidden Ones and Curse of the Pharaohs. And also just, like, for me, I find Bayek to be my favorite character of the bunch. Now, is he the best? No. Because I do think, I think if you're looking at this, like, based around, like, fundamentally what the series is about, what the series, like, entails and everything, I feel like Ezio is number one, obviously. But I feel like for me personally, like, I adore Bayek as a character. I love the way he's acted. I think for me, okay, we're gonna upgrade the, upgrade the blade. I prefer Bayek, but again, from a objective standpoint, I do feel like both Ezio and Edward are probably written better overall. But also at the same time, I do feel like we get more of Bayek than we do of Edward. At least in terms, that might not actually be true in terms, but at least I feel like we get more character out of Bayek, and more background on Bayek. Where Edward, like, yeah, we get that one story, but it's like that's pretty much all we get. I mean, obviously we get more stories through other media, but it never really feels the same. While like with Bayek, we still like we have those other DLCs, and we have all the side content that's within the game that is much more extensive than Edward's. Cool, my phone's not charging. Okay, there we go. Where are we at? Oh yeah, we have a thing, right? This one. Where do I want to be for that? Shit, wrong way. Okay.
That's my soda.
I'm trying to think, what other videos am I doing for this cycle? I'm doing, yeah, the What a Fire Mate Challenge, Winners Lost. I guess we could talk through that. I haven't really thought this video out, if I'm being honest. I just felt like it would be a cool idea, but I haven't really thought it out completely. So let's see. So what are the fire making challenges in Survivor history? I believe the first one is Bobby, John, and Stephanie, right? I'm also forgetting one. And that's the only fire making challenge outside the final four, right? Alright, so what happens? I mean, that one's the toughest one to really gauge because that's the only one that's not at the final four. But yeah, what happens if Bobby John enters the merge? I think it's the exact same, if not even worse. To be honest, I think Bobby John might still be the first boot. I don't know. It's like Bobby John probably has like is better in challenges overall than Stephanie. Like I think she's one that is like kind of in the same ballpark as like Tom and Ian in terms of individual challenges. So I think because of that, he could also become a bigger threat for them because then he could also be like targeted right off the bat, unlike Stephanie, who like initially they let Kobe go home first. So like I mean I can see Bobby John being, if he doesn't win that first immunity, I could see him being the first boot. But then I think Bobby John's also the type of person that first immunity was endurance challenge, whereas essentially who's gonna stay in here the longest. And I feel like Bobby John's definitely more willing to do that. And I feel like in that scenario, then probably Kobe goes home anyway, and Bobby John probably gets taken out over Janu in the final 8 because I don't think production would have been as incentivized to be like, hey Janu, you know you can quit, right? Like I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have been the case in that scenario. So yeah, I think that's probably what happens there. We got the other fire making challenge in the season. That's the only season 2 fire making challenges, right? What do we got there? We got Ian and Jen. I mean, Ian was never not winning that fire making challenge, but whatever. What if Jen wins? It's kind of a similar like ish result, right? Because like Tom still probably wins final immunity. I mean, he probably wins it much earlier. And in doing so, okay, wait, where are we going now? Guess we're going here. Oh no, we never did this duel. We gotta do that. Yeah, so Tom probably still wins final immunity. He probably, I don't know who he takes. He could take Jen. I could see him being, because it doesn't really matter, to be honest. I mean, he still wins. I think he, like, Jen obviously gets, like, Jen gets Greg's jury vote. And gets Kobe's, but, I mean, outside of that, I think it's still a pretty similar result. Then we got Becky, Sandra. That's not really, it doesn't matter. But whatever. Yeah, obviously in that scenario, Sandra wins, same vote result. I mean, like it's the exact same. 5-4, Yule still wins. Okay, that's where the fight is. So nothing changing too much there. Let's see, when's the next fire making challenge? Got 17, right? Bob versus Maddie. I mean, that essentially decides the winner. Like, I mean, with Bob winning final immunity, he, without Bob winning that challenge, I mean, Maddie gets to the final 3. He's up against Sugar and Susie. More than likely, Maddie wins unanimously, right? I'm trying to think, like, is there anyone that doesn't vote for Maddie? I mean, I guess Bob probably votes for Sugar. I feel like outside of that, everyone else is voting for Maddie.
It is an honor to meet you, my lord.
I know Randy is. I mean, I guess Corinne and Charlie are more up in the air. But I feel like they're probably leaning towards
I
Maddie.
promise to face you. I may only be a Ronin, but I keep my word.
As you wish.
So who's next? We got, is there New Game Plus in this game? I actually didn't even realize that. Is there New Game Plus? I don't think I've ever heard anything about New Game Plus. Whatever, alright, and then, what's the next Fireman Challenge? Not for a while, is it? So, 17, 18, nothing, 19, nothing, 20, nothing, 21, nothing, 22, nothing, right? Yeah. 23. Nothing. 24. Nothing. 25. Nothing. Is it really not until, what, 30?
Surrender, and you can live.
Is it really that long? Until the next fire making challenge? I didn't realize that. Because obviously, like, now we get it every fucking season. And then we got another one, 32. So it's like, those were actually, like, relatively close together ones. Before the switch to the other fire making thing. But it's like, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like 13 seasons. Yeah, so what if Rodney wins final meeting? I think that's actually interesting. That's probably the first interesting one. So I think, like, most of the ones from this point forward are kind of interesting. But, I mean, that's probably one of the more interesting ones, though, of, what happens if Rodney gets to the end against Mike. I think Mike still wins, but, if we're looking at the jury votes,
true
though,
honor in your next life.
I think Rodney gets Dan, Tyler, and, I don't know, Will's on the thing. Dan, Tyler. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where Sierra goes. I think Sierra probably goes Mike. Yeah, I think Mike still wins. Because I think Sierra probably goes Mike. I think Carolyn probably goes Mike. That one's a bit up in the air. I think that one could go either way. But then I think definitely Shireen, Joe, Jen, Haley go Mike. So Mike still wins. But that is an interesting scenario. Just want to make sure. Okay. And then who's after that? We got 32. So what if Aubrey lost? Sydney at the end. I mean, the result's still the same. Michelle still wins, though. I think some votes could be different. I mean, let's go through jury votes. So, in this scenario, Michelle probably still wins that challenge, takes out Neil. So, I think Nick votes for Sydney. We got, who's the next? Debbie. I think Debbie might vote for Sydney. I think that one's up in the air. But I think Debbie could vote for Sydney. She's definitely a Sydney fan. At that point, so I don't know. Yeah. I think the 3 in Scott Pollard, Jason, and what's her face, Julia probably still go Michelle. I know Julia goes Michelle. I think Scott and Jason probably go Michelle. Yeah. Because I think they've talked about how they would have voted for Ty over Sydney. So I do think they probably go Michelle. So that's what, 3-2. How many jury members were there? Yeah, there's only 2 more, right? Yeah, because it'll be Aubrey who votes for Sydney. So really, Joe Del Campo might decide the game. Huh, I actually never thought about that. That if Sydney and Michelle got to the end, that's actually relatively close. I mean, that's relatively close under the assumption that Debbie votes for Sydney. Which, again, who really knows? But, again, that's an interesting one, actually. I didn't think it would be. I really like these, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Okay. Ah, push the triangle instead of square in the last one. There we go. So, shit. Ah, fuck off. Let me go. Ah. Thank you. Okay, I guess we'll fast travel here. But yeah, yeah, Joe Del Campo decides the game, and it's interesting because I feel like all of his allies are leaning towards Sydney, but Joe Del Campo himself had a very close relationship with Michelle. But at the same time, he was more willing to take Sydney to the end than he was Michelle. So it's like, I don't know. I think that one's definitely up in the air. Not gonna do that. And we got what 30. Now it's when the fire making challenge. So 35 through 40. So 35 we got Ben. So what if Ben loses? That obviously means Devin gets the end, and that's the interesting scenario. I mean, if it's Devin, Chrissy, Ryan, who wins that jury vote? I really don't know. I mean, we've heard from Ben that he votes for Ryan, like for sure. I think JP votes for Chrissy for sure. I think Mike votes for Chrissy for sure. I think Ashley and I think Lauren vote for Devin for sure. So really the deciding votes, which we kind of knew this, are Joe, was it Joe, Cole, and Desi. They're deciding the vote. And at the time, Joe said that he would have voted for, what is this already to it? Lord Shimura's camp. Okay. He said that he would have voted for Ryan, but he's been changing his tune recently. But he also said that it would come down to, like he talked about, like, oh, it's between Ryan and Devin, but now he's like, I don't know. I'm inclined to believe he votes for Ryan naturally. I do think there's a chance he goes for Devin, but I do think that contingent is leaning. And again, it's between the two. I could see Devin pulling it out, but I think naturally, just based on where the game was left at that point, I do think Ryan could have won. But I think it's between Ryan and Devin. 36. I mean, it's not that interesting. If Angela wins, obviously Dominic wins unanimously, so not too interesting there. 37. What do we got? 37. So Mike White loses. Again, Nick wins. It's just a matter of how many votes. He might win unanimously in that scenario. Does he win unanimously? Karen and Angelina next to him. Because who were the three people that didn't vote for Nick? Well, I mean, Kara was one of them, but Allison. I think Allison could vote for Kara. I think that's something that could happen. I think Mike White. Oh, Mike White probably votes for Nick. Yeah, Mike White probably votes for Nick. And then Christian, I think in that scenario goes for Nick. So I think it's probably near unanimous for Nick, though not exactly unanimous. then Edge of Extinction. I mean, Rick Devens gets to the end, Rick Devens wins. I mean, I think it's... Is it unanimous, though? If Rick Devens gets to the end, does he win unanimously? Probably not, right? I think Lauren and Wentworth were probably still voting for Gavin. Chris votes for Devens. Then who was the other Gavin vote? Aurora? I could see Aurora voting for Gavin still. Aurora never seemed to be too big on the Rick Devens bandwagon, so... Yeah, I think it's probably still around the same, just Chris votes for Devens, when in reality Devens didn't vote for Chris. I don't think anyone else changes. I think everyone else votes. Well, I mean, I think all the Chris votes go to Devens. And then, who got after that? 39? So who loses fire making there? Oh, fuck. Yeah, Lauren. So it's Lauren, Tommy, and, yeah, that's a fun one, actually. Lauren, Tommy, and Nora. I mean, Nora gets no votes, so really it's between... Yeah, I mean, like, if we look at the jury votes, it's really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, let's go through the jury. How many people are on the jury? 10? Or is it 11? I think it's 11, isn't it? Because Jack was on the jury for some fucking reason. Jack votes for Tommy, right? I think that one's pretty clear. Kelly, I think, goes Lauren. Jamal, I think, goes Lauren. But again, these aren't, like, secure by any means, but I do think that's probably what happens. 11th place. Who got 11th place? Missy and Aaron, right? Or next to. Which I think they both go Lauren. Elizabeth, I'm not sure. I don't know where Elizabeth goes. I could see it being Lauren, just because our other allies are going for Lauren. I'm not sure. Oh no, it was 10 jury members because Dan. So it's kind of a hesitant 5th. Elaine is kind of a hesitant 6th, right? Because it's like, I think she really respected Tommy's game, but it did seem she was very close to Lauren. So I do think that's probably a Lauren vote. So I do think Lauren could win that. But then, like, who's the other votes? Karishma, I do think votes for Tommy, right? Based on what I understand.
Twisted and flailing. The outstretched hands left to fend. Answers never found.
And then I think Janet votes for Tommy. I think Dean votes for Tommy. So it's 6-4. With Lauren probably edging it out. But again, there's a lot of unsecure votes there. I do think think like Kelly and Jamal would have been very open to flipping their votes if a different scenario happened. By the way. And then we got the Sarah, Natalie, Michelle final 3, which is very interesting. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where that goes. I mean, I would assume Sarah wins, especially now, like hearing more about Natalie on Edge. But it's not secure. I mean, how many jury votes is it? It's a fucking lot, right? I don't remember. How many jury votes were there? So 19 people, 3-person jury, 16 votes. Is that the like, it's so ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. Oh my god, were there really 16 votes on did Tony win with, wait, what the fuck did Tony win with? Did he win 12-4? Did he actually get 12 votes? I never actually, like, really thought that through. Is that really what happened? Like, for some reason, I was thinking 10-4, but, like, I'm looking through the numbers right now. It's like, it would be 12-4, right? It was 12-4. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. So let's go through the trade foots, I guess. I do think Amber goes for. I think wait, it's Sarah, Amber. Oh no, sorry, Sarah, Natalie, and Michelle. I think Amber goes for Natalie. I think Danny could go for Sarah. Uh, I think that one's up in the air. Could go for Michelle too. I don't know. I think that one's really up in the air because um, Danny supposedly was part of this contingent of people that were trying to get second place to Michelle, and supposedly she was very close to like Wendell out there, which obviously makes it sound even more that she was probably part of that contingent that was anti-Natalie. So it matters who they would have put their votes on if they would have put their votes on Michelle or what. Yeah, that one's tough actually. I'm not entirely sure where that one goes. I think a lot of the earlier people go to Natalie. Like Ethan goes to Natalie. Buster Rob goes to Natalie. I think in this scenario, I know he was very anti-Sarah. So, and like considering he said that he would have voted for Natalie over Michelle, I do think it's Natalie. I still can't believe we had a season. It's such a shame we didn't get to see Boston Rob and is it fucking down there? Oh, it is. It's such a shame though we didn't get to see Natalie and Boston Rob and Tony on the same tribe. Cool. I killed myself. Again, like to not be able to see him on the same tribe was really disappointing.
Lord Saka, thanks for coming. You understand. This is just a job.
What's that quest? When that show up? I think we're finally ready. I don't know. We missed that. that in the distance anyway? No. Can I get around, please? What a masterpiece. How? Thank you.
Sights set high above reveal the inner weakness, pushing to the goal.
I should kind of like this one. Alright, what are we doing now? I think we're good. I guess we got the side quest down there, and we got one up there, right? But it's like, we're pretty close to being done with all this shit. You know, we only have 12 minutes, and I don't want to start another mission, so I think what we'll do, we'll just go back into this area and try to do some of this shit. Some of the stuff in there. I fucking went all the way. And what's that fire? Really? They're really bringing back G4? How? Wasn't it like literally the least watched cable network? Like, it's so fucking weird. I mean, I used to watch the show G4, that's how I got into Sasuke, but still, it's like, what the fuck? What's this? Oh. Not what I wanted, but whatever. Oh, it's just banners? That's it. Oh, fuck off, though. I actually have to find them.
Hoi! Arvo! Nuwe! Zipsige Birkt! Тэнд нэгэн хөдөлсөн. Явж туслая. Тийм ээ. Энд алан. Юус авчихлаа.
I don't want to do. I'm down with a lot of it too. So I'm gonna assume it's in this building, based on precedent. This one? This one, there we go. So I gotta blow it up, right? I got it. What, we gotta fight him? It really feels like we've been playing this game for like a billion years at this point. What the fuck? They killed him in 2 hits? What was that? Why even build him up as a boss? What the fuck? That was weird. We have 2. Oh, what I want. Wow. Wait, what? I just got trophy for? Whatever. Okay, so let's see what this area clears up. There's a question mark there. Okay, so essentially this entire area is really cleared up now. So we still got something over here that must clear up some stuff there. Okay, we still have 3 more areas to liberate in this thing. So I'm assuming 1, 2, 3? Maybe? We'll see. I think we'll actually search for those next episode, even though I said I wasn't going to. I think we'll do it anyway. Because I kind of want to do one more episode now. I said at the beginning of this I didn't want to do any more, but I kind of want to do another one. Was it? It's like 2 o'clock? It is, yeah, 2:05. I might do one more. Okay. Well, I'll just end here. I'm not going to do another fucking fort in this episode. Alright, well, and that's it. Thank you for watching.